Second live stream. Yep. Turns out after all, I probably should tell a scary story. Even though I don't have one. Well, this is not my story. This is somebody else's story. But I feel like it's pretty good if I were to tell it. I'm going to tell in the first person perspective because this is the easiest. I'm going to reading off here. Also, yeah, I kind of broke my voice. I've been voice acting for so long, my voice just went out of tune. I don't even know how to reverse the process, but you know. It's whatever. It's all good. My voice will eventually heal in about a day or two. But until then, this is how it's gonna remain. Alright. First person view from a person who submitted a story I should tell. So I'm reading off here because it's on Reddit. Okay, yeah, it's a pretty long story, so stay with me here. About a week ago, I had the scariest night of my life, and this is the reason I'll never go camping again. It was just me and two of my friends. We decided to go camping in a rural mountain. I will not name the mountain for the sake so it can be traced back to me. Hey, what's up? Anyways, it was in the beginning of the day that we hiked up to this mountain where my friend knows that there's a clearing, a perfect spot for camping. It was all the while going pretty well until it got dark. That's when the scary things really happened. No one really knows the true feeling of the darkness inside the forest unless you've actually been there. But usually it doesn't bother me. I've done this many times. But for tonight, I just got a weird feeling about this forest. It caused a sense of unease. It caused me to sort of shiver in fear. But I decided to brush everything aside, no questions asked, and went to sleep. But not long after I fell asleep. Now me being a light sleeper, I wake up to any sort of noise. So at this time I woke up to hearing something from outside, like the crunching of leaves. I thought nothing of it as there's probably animals near our campsite or something else of the sorts that could be explained by this is a deer or some sort of animal. I didn't really think much of it until the leaves crunching noise got closer and closer to my tent. At this point, I was like, if this is an animal, it's acting really strange. But you know, might have smelled the food inside my campsite. I'm not playing a game, I'm reading the scary stories off Reddit. Because people like scary stories. Anyways. As I was too scared to open my tent flap to come face to face with an animal that I didn't know, I finally found the courage to grab my handheld lantern, you know, one of those things, lantern, and turn it on, hoping it would fright the animal. But the moment I turned it on, all the crunching of leaves stopped. I didn't hear any more noise. I didn't hear any more sounds. It was just silence. Thinking I have scared off whatever there was, I turned off my lantern and went back to sleep. But not even 10 minutes after, the crunching of the leaves started again, and this time I hear it right outside my tent. Thinking we had food left outside, I was thinking maybe I chased off the animal, then retrieved the food so we have enough to eat for the next day. So me, noticing I'm the only one that's awake, decided to do the very stupid thing which I regret for the rest of my life. I reached out for the tent zipper and very slowly unzipped the tent, and looked outside. What I saw shook me to my core. It wasn't a deer, it wasn't a wild animal, but it was a grown man that was near our food stash that we had on the table. He wasn't eating it, he was looking at it, except he was kneeled beside it and was digging a hole with his bare hands. I don't think he's noticed me, because I'm still watching him and he does not turn back. He seems to be really focused on digging this dirt hole in the ground. I watched him for what must feel like hours until he finally stopped, got up, and just ran off into the forest. I decided to go investigate. I unzipped my tent all the way, got my lantern and my flashlight, and looked at where he was digging. There was this pit-like giant hole in the ground that was basically nothing. It's just a giant hole in the ground. And I don't know what it was doing or what he was doing, but it looked like he's been digging this hole for as long as a couple of hours. Way before that I realized he was even digging the hole. I didn't think much of it. I thought this guy, maybe he just wandered out here in the middle of nowhere. Maybe he's mentally ill or something. So I didn't think much of it. So I went back to sleep. The rest of the night's sleep was pretty easy. I didn't really notice anything. But when we all woke up the next morning, we noticed something right off the bat was wrong. All of our food is gone. And that hole in the ground now is also gone. So that means at some point in the night, that person probably has came back, grabbed all our food, and probably re-put the hole, fill it in with dirt. Oh my gosh, hold on. Phil, Collins, whatever you're planning to do, don't do it. We had a guy on our stream last time that also said he's gonna shoot himself, but he ended up pranking us. So if this is a prank, I do not like it in my comment section. Please refrain from doing whatever you're gonna do. Oh, okay, good. If you're not planning anything, that's good. Let's keep it that way. Okay, I'm gonna finish my scary story, then I'm gonna start answering random questions you guys wanna ask me. So, we decided to stay one more night. The next night, the exact same thing. I woke up to the crunching of leaves. The same guy came back, dug the hole again. Then this time I decided to stay up, all the time, to watch him dig this hole and to see if he comes back to refill the hole. Except this time he dug way deeper than usual when he left to go off into the forest. I looked inside the hole and it was about 6 feet deeper than the last time. That was pretty strange, but this time I decided to stay up and see what he does. Then around 20 minutes later, he comes back, but from the other side of the forest. He doesn't notice I notice that he come back. So he kneels down behind the hole. And this is where it kind of threw me off the track. He seems to have something in his hand, a large bag. He puts the bag inside the hole. Then he pushes the dirt, pats it down, and then leaves. Me, being curious, I grabbed the shovel from the back of my truck and started digging until I hit the bag. I lifted the bag out, and it seemed kind of heavy and it's sort of large. So then I unzipped the bag that had a tie on it. I looked inside, and what was inside the bag shook me to my core. It made me immediately pack up my campsite, alert all my friends what's going on, let them see the bag. They packed up the campsite, and we hightailed out of there. Inside the bag, there was anything from food to t-shirts, posters, missing person posters, personal belongings, wallets, phones, pieces of clothing, and worst of all, a bloody knife. Now, we didn't go through all the contents of the bag. That's just what we can see at the top of the bag. But it was just downright terrifying. Picture this. You're in the middle of a forest and you find a bloody knife along with articles of clothing that looks to be children's-sized, food, and missing person posters. What are you supposed to do? Of course, like any normal person, we bagged up and tallied it out of there. Till this day, I don't know what was else in that bag, and we never went back to that campsite ever again. So yeah, that is a scary story on Reddit. I really don't have anything prepared since I haven't really done anything yet. But a lot of people have been emailing me saying that they want to change the scenery. They want me to tell a scary story. In there. If you guys don't know what that is my attic. Now, the thing is, I have a hard time getting up there. There's not a lot of space up there to tell a story real off. But, like, I'll go view it again this week and see if it's possible to somehow set up a setup up there and tell a scary story. By the way, next Sunday I'm doing a very special stream. I'm not going to be telling scary stories next Sunday. It's going to be a casual stream. So the scary story is over. I'm just now going to remain here to basically chill. For anyone that wants to ask me any questions or anything at all, feel free to ask me questions. I'll answer everything. You wish you had an attic. Oh, tell me. Ever since I opened the attic and played this stupid thing up there, a lot of unexplained noises have been happening. I've been hearing scratches on doors, clicking, faint tapping. What is the point of life? The point of life is to let you experience what it's like to be alive. Let you experience what it is to have life. I believe. The point of life is for you to live an experience that normal people, that other people was not chosen by selection, could have. That is my answer to your question. Any more questions? At all? Anything? At all? Alright, people watching. If you have friends who play Honkai Star Rail, please get them on the stream because I'm going to explain some things I realized about Honkai Star Rail. Okay, that's a tough question. Being happy. Doing things you enjoy. I don't have a specific answer for you. But the best way to be happy is doing things that makes you happy. Things that you enjoy. For me, example, I enjoy making music and writing lyrics, even though I recently hit a writer's block. But you know, doing things that makes you happy, you can be happy. Unless your response is nothing makes me happy, then I suggest, I don't know, cooking a meal, or exercising, or try the most common ways to get happy. Any more questions, anyone? I'm all ears to questions. If you have questions, please ask them so I can answer them for you. No more questions? Well, I guess there's no more questions. Alright, anyways, continuing on with today's topic. I believe what the ad out of the new path that a trailblazer can choose, I think is remembrance. I could be wrong. It breaks the game a little bit. Because of the spirit it can summon. You need a woman. I can't help you with that one. I'm sorry. I can't help you with that, Phil. If you want a woman, you have to go get one yourself. I can't send you one through the screen. Unless the people watching this late. This song's gonna be dropping soon. This one had dropped. This one I suggest you not view because it's not on my channel. But I suggest you to subscribe. Anyways, that is about it for this stream. What makes the game broken is that because now if you summon the spirit animal thing, the pink fairy looking thing in Honkai Star Rail, you have 5 characters to fight instead of 4. It's a whole extra character. And I believe that breaks the game. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this live stream. Hello, Alexander. Please consider subscribing. We're supposed to reach our next goal of 560 subscribers. Hello. Anyways, you came a little bit late because this is the end of live stream. But do not worry, I will have a live stream next weekend. You can tune in. Thank you for subscribing. Goodbye.